Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. In today's video, we are delving into talking about part 2 of self-concept. If you haven't already watched my first video about self-concept, I highly recommend that you do so, because that's the video where we delve into what exactly self-concept is, how to understand where your self-concept is currently at, more importantly, how to shift it. So if you haven't watched that video, go and watch that first and then come back here, because in this video we're going to be going into the more deeper parts of self-concept, but more so how to make your self-concept unshakable and unbreakable despite whatever the 3D tries to throw at you. Because let's be real, the 3D doesn't just roll out a red carpet as soon as it sees that you're deciding to change your self-concept. As we already know by now, when it comes to creating a new assumption about who you are or how life treats you, the 3D kind of lags a little bit. So if, for example, you decide that you want to be confident now, the 3D is like, oh, you're confident now? Okay, bet. Here are 3 rejection emails, and let's just make a few of your friends talk about you behind your back. And that's the exact moment where you either stay solid in yourself or you begin to wobble. So by the end of this video, you guys should hopefully be able to know how to keep yourself solid when the 3D throws that kind of stuff at you. So let's get straight to it. So you're probably asking, okay, Kiera, why does having an unshakable self-concept matter? Well, when it comes to manifesting literally anything, it doesn't matter what techniques you use, it doesn't matter how long you visualize before you go to sleep, it doesn't matter if you spent weeks trying to curate the perfect affirmations to use. While these are really good tools to help with your manifestation, they will only be as strong as the person who's using them. If deep down you believe that you're unworthy, that you're not loved, that you're not capable, and whatever it is, the 3D will just reflect that back to you because it has no choice to. And sometimes even after you've worked on yourself concept, the 3D, like I said earlier in the video, will still lag a little bit. You know, it will take a little bit of time for your 3D to actually show you your current assumptions, and that lag can really test you. Think of it like this: if you're at the gym and your goal is to build muscle, if you give up after every single session because you're not seeing the results, you're literally not going to get anywhere. The same goes with self-concept. All you have to do is just build up that consistency until your current assumptions are the default thought process in your mind, and therefore the results are inevitable. So the goal here isn't to feel good when things are easy, it's all about how to root yourself in your identity when things in the 3D aren't really showing you the things that you want to see. And that is what makes an unbreakable self-concept. Think of it like this: your self-concept is like that really annoying kid at the playground in primary school, elementary school, that will try and get a reaction out of you. They'll try and poke you to see how you react, and if you start crying or you get upset, they've done what they want to do. But if you stop reacting, then that kid will get bored. And self-concept works in the exact same way. If you throw the whole self-concept thing out the window whenever something negative happens to you, then what's gonna happen? Your manifestations are obviously not going to come to you. You're teaching your subconscious that your identity is conditional. Well, that basically means that your identity exists only if the 3D agrees. So rule number 1 of creating an unbreakable self-concept is you need to stop letting the 3D bully you. And there are many ways that you can do this, but here are just a few things that I want you guys to remember. So I want you guys to not abandon the identity that you've chosen for yourself, no matter what pops up in your 3D world. You don't spiral just because somebody said something that you either didn't agree with or you didn't like. And you don't let temporary circumstances dictate your permanent truth. And look, I get it, it's very easier said than done, because sometimes it feels that the 3D is screaming at you a whole lot louder than the affirmations that you're trying to say to yourself or the visualizations that you're trying to get into your mind. But this is exactly why we're learning to make our self-concept unbreakable, and this is why we are practicing creating an unbreakable self-concept, because we're just training our mind to stay loyal to the version of ourselves who we actually want to be. So let's get into some practical ways that can teach your brain how to have this unshakable self-concept. We're going to teach the brain to stay loyal to it. Who's messaged me? Oh my god, my sister's 13 followers away from 1k on TikTok. I'll leave her TikTok on the screen. If you love parenting mom content, follow my sister on TikTok. Like, her videos are really cool. That's not even me being biased. Anyway, back to it. Here are some practical things that you can do right now today that can help you to teach your brain to stay loyal to this unshakable self-concept that you want to make for yourself. So every time you catch yourself wobbling, I want you to run a quick mental rehearsal in your mind as the version of you who doesn't wobble. Now, that might seem a bit confusing at first, but here's an example that can probably make it easy for you to understand. If your new self-concept is the fact that you're always chosen, yet when you text one of your friends, they take ages to reply, or they just don't respond at all. Instead of spiraling and overthinking about it, I want you to think, oh, that's weird, because I'm literally always chosen. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what I'm doing? It doesn't matter how fake it feels at first, because obviously if you're new to all of this, it'll feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's all about teaching your subconscious this new default reaction. When your brain tries to spiral, interrupt it. It can literally be you saying something as simple as, no, that's not how we think anymore, what are we doing? I do this so much. It doesn't matter how often you catch yourself doing this, because it's just the training process. The longer you stick with it, the less often you have to remind your brain to think that way, because it's slowly becoming the default thought process, right? Humor can actually help you disarm the spiral a bit, so if you kind of try and make yourself laugh when you're talking to yourself in this way, that can help a lot. Now, I know I say, okay, don't pay attention to the 3D, your circumstances don't mean anything, the 3D isn't proof of anything, but when it comes to self-concept, if you're really struggling to see proof, so to say, that your self-concept is real, that it's true, I want you to either keep a mental note or use your notes app, or actually physically write it down, of every time something pops up in your life that shows you your new self-concept. If somebody compliments you in the way that you want them to, screenshot it, write it down. If you've had a day where you felt really confident and you've done things that really made you step out of your comfort zone without even feeling awkward about it, without feeling, oh, that was weird, write that down, because over time you're just building evidence to prove that your self-concept is there, it is true, it is real. It doesn't even matter if the 3D is still lagging, your self-concept is there. Watch how you speak about yourself, even if it's just in passing conversation with just a random person on the street. If you're saying to yourself or saying things about yourself like, oh, I'm always so awkward, or I'm never lucky with money, then that's just going to reinforce your old self-concept, and that's obviously not what we want. So I want you to swap that language out with more neutral or positive versions. Obviously, it doesn't need to be too dramatic or anything, it just needs to align with your new self-concept. Now let's talk about the tests again, because when you're deciding that you want to adopt this new self-concept, it can be really hard to keep and maintain that self-concept if the 3D is showing you the complete opposite of what you want it to. But here's the reframe that I want you guys to remember. It's not a test that will make you fail. It's an opportunity for you to choose the new version of yourself. And every time that you'd respond in the new self-concept version of yourself, then you're locking in that identity even more. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. In most games, there's like a boss fight before you move on to the next level. And it's not there to kind of make you fail. It's there to prove that you're ready to move on to the next part. So the next time the 3D wants to throw shade at you, just remember, oh, this is just a boss fight. All I need to do is just beat this and then just move on to the next level. And honestly, making this a more fun experience can help it become a lot more sustainable. Play around with different versions of your self-concept until you find something that works the best for you. You can laugh at your old spirals, because honestly, like I said earlier, I do that all the time. Celebrate the small wins like you're literally... Why is my light turning off? 1 second, guys. As I was saying, celebrate your small wins like you're literally winning an Oscar and you're gonna like talk about your award speech. You maintaining your self-concept doesn't have to feel like homework. It's literally just deciding who you want to be and just having fun with it. So yeah, that is how you can make your self-concept unbreakable, unshakable, however you want to describe it. Again, like I said earlier, it is easier said than done, but if you keep consistent with it and you stay persistent, you will reap the rewards that you deserve. I want to see you guys living your best lives. Don't let the 3D bully you, and just anchor yourself into your new identity using some of the tips that I've spoken about in today's video, because honestly they will help you a ton. And if you still haven't watched part 1, I highly suggest that you go and do so, because it will kind of help you to create a full picture of what we've spoken about here. And if you found this helpful, drop a like on this video, hype it so that more people can come across this video, share it to anyone who you think might find it useful, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Because I post stuff like this every single week, so you don't want to miss out. Also, comment down below what area of your self-concept are you currently working on. Leave it in the comments. I'll leave one of mine in the comments too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!